Oh boy, you guys, I have been wanting to make this video for months now, and finally, I have some free time, the sun's out, the weather's a little nice, a little bit, and we're finally going to be taking a look, first impression / review of the OutdoorMaster electric longboard. So, the biggest thing that you need to know right off the bat about this board is, well, there's two things, but the first thing is the trucks. Take a look-see here, will ya? That is not your normal truck. Right there, you can see that? That's a spring. So these have what they call spring-loaded trucks. So we're going to see how well those perform and if they really make a difference. But you bet yourself I'm going to be testing it. The other thing to note is the battery. There is no visible battery on here, and that's because the entire battery is inside the board itself. It makes the board a little thicker. It's a little less than an inch thick, but there is no big battery, which makes the weight distribution a lot better. And all you got is this little box on the bottom right here that just gives you a little info. It's got your power button and your charging port. With that being said, that's all the quick things you gotta know. We're gonna be testing it out and talking more about it out on the field. So let's get skating. Alright, you guys, this is officially the first ever ride on the OutdoorMaster electric skateboard. Let's go. Alright, you guys, so I just got back from the ride and I have some thoughts to share about the ride. So first off, the 15-mile range, at least right now, is seeming like not true. I got about 8.5, 8.6 miles. I just calculated it on my computer, so that is drastically lower than what they estimate. And the only reason I can think it could be so low potentially, I had this board plugged in for like 2 months, and I'm thinking maybe the charger just stopped charging it when it got to full, so it's been sitting on standby and maybe the battery was already a little drained. But that being said, let's talk about some other things. First off, this is the remote right here. It's pretty sick. You hold the power button, it turns on. I love electric remotes that have the little hole in them like this. Super fun to play around with, and when you're wearing gloves, they don't slip out of your hands, so it's great. It's got the little scrub scroll wheel right here to go forward and to brake, and it's got on the front a power button and a feature button. So the feature button, when you tap it, it lets you change the speed of it, and the power button, if you hold it, it turns it off, and if you double click, it changes from riding forward to riding reverse. There are brake settings, but I haven't figured out how they work on the remote yet, so that's something that I'm gonna have to play around with a little bit more. Alright, so here's the board. I am honestly very impressed with my experience so far with this board. So it is a hub motor board, so the back wheels here are both hub motors, and the front are just normal wheels, but they're the same size as these, obviously. So some things I really like about this deck. First off, the spring-loaded trucks, they are for real. It's not some gimmick, it's not some little ploy to get you to buy it. They actually work. I rode this over some of the bumpiest ground I have seen in a couple months. I have some clips I'll show you guys, but this ground was nuts, and this board just took it like a tank and went over anything I threw at it. Second thing I like is the battery. So obviously it didn't get the range we were hoping for. That's okay, because the trade-off, having a thin board, is definitely a really nice thing. Now, not everyone's going to care about that, but if you want to be able to pick this board up and carry it, and maybe have a little bit more of a low-key kind of board where not everybody's going to know it's electric, this is definitely the one for you. Another thing that's underrated about this board that I really like is actually the concave on the top. So let me try to get you guys a view here. I think you guys can see that. You see how the edges here kind of curve upwards, so it's like almost bowed in kind of like a boat shape. That's the concave, and it's really, really nice to have boards with concave because they're going to allow your feet to really dig in and lock in on those edges, which makes it a lot easier to turn, and it also makes it a lot safer. So you have a lot more control over your board, and you don't feel like you're going to fall off as easily or feel like you're out of control of the boards. A lot of these cheap boards don't have that. I like the grip tape. The grip tape's nice and grippy. I like the wheels. They're pretty good. They're really big. I like the design on the bottom. It's just this really simple kind of tech looking little graphic. I like the controls. It's super easy. Hold the power button, it turns on, and it doesn't turn off until you want it to turn off. I've had that problem with other boards. The motors are great, and as far as the ride experience, like speed and braking goes, the speed is there. It's really good. I definitely know for a fact that it went over 20 miles an hour. The braking is kind of not my favorite. I personally like braking to go a little faster than this goes, but again, it says it's on brake setting 2. I just don't know how to change it. I feel like if they had a brake setting 3 or 4, that would probably be better. Lastly, I want to mention the price. So this board is currently at $700, I believe. I don't know if they have sales, but I feel like a lot of these companies tend to have sales. So definitely look out and see if there's ever sales going on or discounts you can get. But I would say for this price, this is coming in at around a mid-level electric skateboard. It's not the cheapest. It's not the most expensive. Well, I would say it's definitely worth it for all the pros that I mentioned. But if you really need that long battery life and that's what you value more than anything, I would definitely not go with this one unless they update it with a future model with higher battery. So if you want to check this board out for yourself or get more details on it, I'm going to put the link for OutdoorMaster's page in the description for you guys to check out. Hopefully you liked the video. If you have any questions for me about the board I didn't answer, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Catch y'all on the next one. Definitely subscribe for more skate content. Peace out. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.